What if I told you there were 7 mindset shifts that you can have that will allow you to get to $100,000 or more per month with your business? Well, there is, and I'm going to share them with you in this video. Now, even if you're doing above 100K per month right now, this video is still going to be extremely valuable for you. 5 reasons to lock in. I have generated myself and my clients millions of dollars using the frameworks I'm going to share with you today. I've coached thousands of entrepreneurs and high performers over my years, like thousands of people, okay? I've collectively coached for 10,000 hours. Iman Ghazi, Charlie Morgan, and other 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs hired me, and I've been studying the power of the mind for over 10 years. Guys, I'm cooked. I'm not going to lie to you. We traveled in yesterday to Orlando. I've come here to host an event, speak at a mastermind for some high-level entrepreneurs. So if my energy is not peak today, just bear with me, okay? The value is going to be peak, I can tell you that. So I'm doing a bit of a different style video today. So it's a document I've put together. It's going to be 7 principles I'm going to share with you. Listen, guys, I'll keep it real with you, yeah? I'll keep it very real with you. There's 2 types of entrepreneurs that will be watching this right now. There's the one who's interested. Oh, let me just click on this video and see how it is, and maybe I'll apply it. Maybe I'll see what he has to say, and maybe I'll just go out to scrolling Instagram. Second type of entrepreneur is the guy who's committed fully. He's like, you know what, I'm ready to change my life. I'm ready to lock in. And that is the type of person I want watching these videos, because they are life transforming. I say it, and I said it before, and I'll say it again. This is the most valuable channel in the fucking world for entrepreneurs. Why? Because your mindset is the foundation of you, your life, and your business. Point blank, no discussion needed. If your mindset is weak, everything else will crumble. If you have the wrong mindset, everything else will come on top of that. So if your mindset's not dialed in, think about it, how is everything else ever going to reach its full potential? This is why I say to people, yeah, like, you could be making $1 million a month, but if you work with me, I can help you scale. I help you scale because I understand the power of the subconscious mind, which is 90% of how we operate, okay, and in which drives our entire reality. So if you're committed, lock in and focus on this video. It's going to change your business and your life forever. Number 1 principle: your subconscious mind is deciding how much money you make. All right, your subconscious mind is deciding how much money you make. Your subconscious mind is deciding how much money you make. What this means, your subconscious mind runs about 90% of your life on autopilot. It's like the operating system of a computer running constantly in the background, making decisions and filtering what you see without you even knowing it. Let me get a picture up to share this with you. Okay, so as you can see here, all right, conscious mind is 10% of how you operate. Yeah? Subconscious is 90% of how you operate. Need I say more? 90%. This is where your beliefs are. This is where your emotions and your feelings are. This is where your habits are. This is where your long-term memory is. And that comes from the past experiences you've had in your life. And your past experiences create memories to then create your future reality. Your past experiences, right? Where your beliefs are, your emotions and your habits. If you want to look at it very simply, it's how you think, feel, and act. And how you think, feel, and act shapes your personality. And your personality creates your personal reality. So if you're not working with this part of your mind, yeah, I would just ask you, how much money do you think you're leaving on the table? How much money do you think you're leaving on the table not working with this? And someone commented on my YouTube video the other day, they said, I'm not going to buy your shitty course, whatever it is. Like, guys, full transparency. First of all, I don't sell a course, yeah? Second of all, okay, to work with me and get coached by me, it's application. I turn people away because one of the golden questions I ask people when they message me or try to work with us is the question I asked you at the beginning of the video. Are you committed or are you interested? If you're just interested, I will tell you I do not want to work with you. I only work with people who are fully committed and ready to win. So I make this channel for 2 reasons. 1 is so I can actually help you on the other side make money now with no ask in return. That's my number 1 thing, is to give, because it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. It says that in the Bible. I love to serve people and help people. That's my number 1 focus. My second intention for this channel is to do business with you. For the high-level entrepreneurs who are smart and are successful, they want to invest in themselves. They're happy to invest in themselves. So that's literally why I make this channel, to serve you and to work with you. So if you come on my channel and you're like, what are you trying to sell me? First of all, if you have a bitch mindset like that, I would not want to work with you in the first place, right? I would reject working with you. Okay. Second thing Yeah, I am here to sell things. Like, I'm not hiding anything. There's no other intention. Like, oh, he's trying to just make these videos. No, that is the intention. Provide value and help you, and then get you to become a client. All right, simple. I just wanted to get that across, guys. Like, these brokies in the comments, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, continuing, right? So I should not use Jesus' name in vain as well. I take that back. I apologize. Anyway, continuing, guys. Let me focus it. Why it works this way. Your brain receives 11 million, guys, understand this, 11 million pieces of information every second, but can only consciously process about 40. Your subconscious mind filters everything else based on what it already believes is true. I'll prove this to you right now, yeah? I'll prove this to you right now. So, for example, if I say to you, I say, all right, look around your room and just become aware of things around you. So, for example, my TV in front of me, yeah? For example, it could be my blanket on the bed there. For example, it could be my shoes on the floor. All right, it could be the headphones over there. The point is, once you start to actively choose to focus on them, you become aware of them. Does that make sense? Like, once you actively choose to look at it or become aware of it, or let's say even this ring right here, for example, yeah? But think about it, it was there the whole time. It was there the whole time. You just didn't consciously choose to focus on it. So if you have 11 million pieces of information every second, yeah, and you can only consciously process about 40, your subconscious mind has to just put things to the side and quickly decide if it's relevant or not. That's how it works. Okay? So this is why two people can have the same exact information, watch the same YouTube videos, invest in mentors and learn, but have completely different experiences and results. Your subconscious is showing them different realities based on their beliefs. What you assume to be true becomes your lived experience. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly predicting what will happen based on your past patterns and beliefs, and then filtering reality to match those predictions. Do you understand this, guys? Like, again, I'm telling you, I tell people this information and they hear it, but they do not understand it. They don't. People like you watching this, you're probably hearing it. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. Or like, deep it, guys. What you assume to be true becomes your lived experience. Your brain is a prediction machine, constantly predicting what will happen next based on past patterns and beliefs, and then filtering reality to match these predictions. Again, like, this is why I say to you, if you are a high-level entrepreneur and you're already winning, you know there's another level. You know there's another level. You know there's more money to be made, and you know that, yeah, okay, although you're moving towards it, there's like an internal shift you need to have. This is how you do it. You work with the subconscious mind. Okay? One of my favorite quotes is, beliefs are not true in themselves, they become true in our experience if we believe them. There's a Bible verse, according to your faith be it unto you. So when Jesus said this, yeah, he wasn't speaking metaphorically. He was describing how your nervous system operates, how your subconscious mind operates, yeah? What is faith? Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So essentially what it comes down to, when you are trying to step into a new reality, you don't create that new reality and then you start to believe in it. You believe in it first and then you make that a reality. Does that make sense? That's why the more you work with the subconscious mind and you shift these beliefs, emotions and habits so what you think, feel and act, the greater your results will be in the outside world. The more effortlessly you will flow towards that. The easier you will flow towards that. Does that make sense? Your beliefs aren't just thoughts, they're your mind's instructions that determine what you can see, what opportunities you notice, and what actions feel possible. So again, think, feeling, and acting, all done subconsciously without your awareness. So an entrepreneur who embodies, I am struggling to scale, right? He will have a brain that filters reality to find evidence of that struggle. Missed opportunities, difficult clients, cash flow problems. I've seen this play out time and time again. In fact, the other day I was speaking to one of my clients, and he said this to me. He said, John, I'm just on my journey. I'm figuring it out. I said, that's a fucking belief. That in itself is a belief. I spoke to him on a call. I changed a few of his beliefs and patterns, right? That next week, he signed 5 new clients and booked in an extra 10 more meetings. So I don't know how many more he's closed from that, but he booked in 15 deals, closed 5 of them so far. He didn't change anything in his business. He didn't change any external things. It was him and his internal world, guys. Because your subconscious mind is driving all of this. All of it. So, like I said, an entrepreneur who embodies I am operating at $100,000 per month has a brain that filters reality to find evidence of that truth. Ideal clients, expansion opportunities, synchronistic deals. This is how we had our first $100,000 month, right? Because literally, guys, I had programmed it into my mind so many times. And then came the day where it happened, right? And the decision I made to make it happen. And basically what happened was I was sitting down and I was on a team call and I just had this download. I was like, we have to message everyone in our leads. We had a WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp with loads of leads in there. I was like, we have to send them a video right now and we have to basically pitch them. So we done that. And that allowed us to have a $100,000 month. Like, how did you have a $100,000 month? Like, we just messaged people on WhatsApp a video and that was it. It was that simple. There wasn't any crazy funnel involved. Now, as we're building, we're putting systems in place and everything in between, but ultimately that's how we done it, guys. There's no complexities to it, but I'm telling you now, it's because I embodied that already. And people hear this and they're like, yeah, okay, like, it makes sense, but do you understand that, guys? Like, if you just close your eyes and I ask you, okay, imagine making $100,000 a month. I guarantee if you have not done it or you're not doing it, you have resistance towards that number. Like, you will experience internal resistance in moving towards that, point blank. If you can't see it in your mind, yeah, you can't move towards it. It's that simple. Like, again, that's just facts. If you can't see it in your mind, you won't move towards it. It's that simple. You have to construct it in your mind first. Like, again, let me prove it to you, right? So imagine, imagine you're moving towards your goal, okay? And you're like this, you're like, well, I don't really believe it can be done. Like, I'm gonna just try anyway. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna grind my way to my goal. I'm gonna try. What are you doing that with if you have lack of belief? Well, if you lack belief, yeah, are you gonna step into your full confidence? Are you gonna step into your full certainty? Your calmness, like, yeah, it's already done. No. So what kind of action will you take from that? Think about it. What kind of action are you going to take from the paradigm of, oh, like, I'm not sure it's going to happen, like, maybe. Well, then you're going to take small actions, because think about it, yeah? If you look at results you have in your life right now that you've achieved and you've accomplished, how do you feel about that? Does it feel natural? Does it feel normal? Does it feel like, yeah, we can do that? Okay, and what kind of actions proceed from that? Effortless actions, right? Actions that are reliant to make that happen. Now let me ask you this. Did you once upon a time think that it was hard to get to that reality? Yes. Okay, cool. In achieving the goal, was it harder than you thought or was it easier than you thought? It was easier than you thought, right? So what changed? Was it the external and the tactic and the strategy, or did you shift something inside of you? Did you shift something inside of you, a belief? Or a habit that you was doing, or an emotion that was blocking you? Exactly. You shifted internally first. You started to believe that it was already done, and then when you achieved the goal, it felt normal. If you have ever achieved a goal, and it was accomplished, and it didn't feel natural when you achieved it, you forced your way to the goal, and one of two things will happen: is you sabotage, right? And you keep on pushing, or you just go back on yourself. Most likely, the second one, you go back on yourself, because you can never exceed your identity. So if you push to achieve an external goal, but internally you don't feel like you deserve that, or that was for you, or whatever it might be, you will call it back down and sabotage it. That's why, again, the internal world has to change before you achieve the external goal. Your identity, you have to see yourself as a person who's already at that level. Now, again, breaking this down, you have to see yourself as somebody who thinks, feels, and acts like they're already making $100,000 a month. Then you will step into that reality. Because the version of you making $100,000 per month, they think differently, don't they? They feel differently, don't they? They act differently, don't they? Okay, then. So if you know that they would think, feel, and act differently, yeah, and then that would be naturally the thing that allows it to come to you rather than you chase it. Like Jim Rohn said, you don't get success by going out there and chasing it. You become successful by becoming a successful individual and attracting it to you, because you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are, right? So if you're going out there and you're just doing, but you're forcing, pushing, you're always going to get back, and reality is always going to mirror back to you what you think you're worth and what you truly believe you're deserving of. Because the strategies and the tactics, let me ask you, are there people in your space right now? Are there people in the industry that you're in making more money than you, and they don't even try that hard? Things aren't even that complicated in what they're doing compared to what you're doing, but still you can't seem to break through. What could that be? If it's not the external thing, if it's not the outside things, it has to be the internal. People in my industry, for example, in the info space, right? I make 10 times more money than these guys. I see guys making money. I see guys literally with 2 million followers. And they're having days in business. We do the same, if not more. And I'm thinking, why are you trying to, why do you think that's a big number when I literally have nearly 6,000 followers on Instagram? On this channel, as of now, we have 600 followers. Like, guys, I'm telling you, yeah, it's mindset. It's mindset. Anyway, let me stay focused, right? So the mind system, which is my program, one of my systems I give to my clients, the mind system is basically, I'm not going to get into it. If you want to know more, go to the website. Is either working for you or against you. How this affects your money and business. Whatever beliefs you have about money were programmed into your subconscious mind between ages 0 to 7 and are still running your financial life today. If you heard money is hard to make or we can't afford that, your subconscious mind will automatically make you miss opportunities, cause you to undercharge, create surprise expenses when money comes in, make you feel uncomfortable earning more. Like, point blank, there's no, like, if you try and say to me, oh, I don't believe in that, John, well, just do your research, When you're born from age 7, you're programmed. And you are programmed with beliefs and emotions that are going to be surrounding business and money and success, right? So if you was born into a household where people didn't have money or they had limited beliefs around money, you have them. So my question to you is, what have you done to remove them? What have you done to change them? Oh, nothing. Okay, then no wonder you're stuck. Like, it's mind-blowing to me how entrepreneurs sleep on this stuff, and then they wonder why they can't grow. They wonder why they can't make more money. It's your mindset. Like I said. Your internal world, bro. When you're born from born to age 7 is your financial set point. How you perceive business and money and success. If you don't work on changing this, you're gonna stay stuck, or you're gonna reach a potential, right? But you're limited potential. You could be reaching a lot more. How this shows up in reality, right? We see like 0.035% of reality. So matter, this reality as we see it, like the physical world is 99% empty space, right? What you think is real and solid, your bank account, your business, your debt, and whatever else, right, is actually just energy and information that your brain interprets as solid. That's it, right? Again, if I ask them this question, like, okay, when you look at your bank account and it's not where you want to be, does that not just mirror back to you how you feel about money, how you feel about business, how you feel about success? 100%. How you feel about yourself, more importantly? Yeah, 100%. That's what it does. It mirrors back to you what you feel about yourself. So if you feel unworthy, if you feel undeserving, if you feel like money's hard to make, if you feel like you don't deserve money, if you feel like it's a struggle to make money, just write down, literally, draw a line down a piece of paper and write down beliefs about money, negative beliefs, positive beliefs, and just look at how the negative beliefs are playing out in your life, please. Just observe how they are directly playing out in your reality. When I used to think making money was hard, guess what? It was hard. I worked in a supermarket job for many years trying to make money online, and I couldn't do it because guess what? My belief was money was hard. When I started to shift the internal beliefs, then I started to make money. Someone at my level, I believe making money is easy. I believe attracting clients is easy and things like that. That's how we have been able to have $100,000 months, days in a business where you make $45,000. Now people are going to be like, oh yeah, but it's just, luck, or it's just, no, it's not luck. It's predictable because of my belief system, because I know many people that have 10 times the followers I have, or they run paid ads, they have teams, all of these things. And we done this, right? Straight up just hustling, making more than these guys. Make it make sense, right? It is a direct correlation to my thoughts and my internal world playing out in my reality. So when I achieve these days, like I said, having a 45, like, it's just like, of course. Like, yeah, of course, So, again, think, feel, act. This is how simple. I like to keep my teaching simple, although today's one's a bit more complicated, but it's how you think, feel, and act. Thoughts are energy, feelings are emotions, which is energy and motion, and actions are motion. So how you think, feel, and act, right? It all begins at the thought level. What you think about yourself and what you believe to be true about yourself then creates emotions and feelings, and then these create action. So the most surefire way in which you can identify if you're aligned with your goal or not is to simply ask yourself this, right? How do I feel about this? Like if you think about making $100,000 a month, like how do you actually feel about that? When you visualize that, what comes up? Is it like ease and smooth, or is it like resistance and blocks and internal friction that you experience? Because that's why you can't get to the level. And then you're going to say, no, John, but it's because I'm not there yet. And I need that. No, bro, no. The reason you're not there yet is because you haven't experienced it from within. It's that simple. Once your mind accepts that is a reality, then all of these bullshit stories you tell yourself will remove themselves, and you'll get to the goal. Like if I said to you right now, if you don't make $100,000 a month this month, your whole family are going to get put in prison for the rest of their life, you would find a way, wouldn't you? Meaning, how badly do you want it? Meaning, how badly do you want to remove these blocks in your mind? But it all comes down to the way you think about it. So again, if you have a thought right now and the thought is like, business takes time to grow, or business is hard, making money is hard, you will find ways and situations and things that play out that are going to prove that right. You're going to realize as well, people say the word limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are not real. You just have beliefs, and beliefs can be changed, but that's another story. But the point I'm trying to make is this, right? The beliefs that you hold on to, Yeah, let's say you have a limiting belief, as you guys like to call them. Your limiting belief that is an external one, like business is hard, I promise you right now, is just a cover up to not face your limitations in yourself, because you don't want to face that you don't think you're good enough. So you're just like, oh, business is hard. No, it's like you just don't think you deserve that, or you don't think you're worthy of that, or you don't think you can achieve that. So you tell yourself an excuse that's based on external, so you don't have to have any pressure on you, and it's conveniently projected outwards. Anytime you project something outwards, it's basically a deflection of you not looking internal, right? This isn't to say that business doesn't require hard work and challenges coming your way, but I promise you right now, if you have a limitation or a limiting belief that is stopping you from growing a business and you blame it on the business, it's nothing to do with the business. It's to do with you and what you believe you're worth deep down. I promise you right now. Again, I spoke to thousands and thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs. I know this more than you. So, perception is reality, right? Your perception is how reality plays out. So how you perceive reality to be is how it will be mirrored back to you. The mirror effect. The external business results are a perfect mirror of your internal world. Simple as that. Your internal world is how you think, feel, and act, right? Ultimately, and that action part feeds back into the loop, which feeds back into how you think. In fact, let me pull it up real quick. Okay, we already had it on the document. I forgot I put it on here, but look. How you think, which is your beliefs, creates how you feel, which creates how you act, and that action reinforces how you think, and it becomes a flywheel effect, right? And it happens unconsciously at a subconscious level. So again, it's undeniable. It's undeniable, right? So again, your perception is reality, because how you think about reality is going to determine how you feel and how you act, which will then reinforce the way you think. So if you don't change your perception first, which is your internal way you think about it, then it will play out. Now understand as well, the perception of the external world is a mirror of the internal world. The internal world, right, the unseen, is where you want to, if you really want to work on your mindset, is what you should be working on. Again, this is why, oh, John, I already have a good mindset. Okay, what do you do to work on your subconscious mind? Oh, you don't work on your subconscious mind. Oh, well, okay, then you're limiting yourself massively. Most people, most entrepreneurs operate from their conscious mind. Your conscious mind is 10% of how you operate. It's 10% of your power. So if you're happy leaving 90% of your potential earning power on the table, then be my guest, continue as you are. But if you're serious, you will work on your subconscious mind. You just will, because you will understand what I'm saying to you when I say your subconscious mind governs 90% of your reality. Again, there's so many things I can dive into. Yeah, I can't even scratch the surface on these videos, quite literally, because it just goes deeper than you could even deeper than you could even comprehend in your mind right now. I can't explain it to you any other way. It's deeper than you know, and it's like you don't know what you don't know. And it's like, imagine I've been doing this for 10 years now, coaching for over 5 years, spoke to thousands of entrepreneurs, helped them earn millions of dollars, all using their mind. I have a you've already seen from the first however long this video is the depth I have of this, right? And we're only on point number 1, so let's move on to point number 2. Your thoughts compound and get stronger. The way I like to describe this looks super clean, this diagram here. Anyway, the way I like to describe the mind to somebody is like a muscle, okay? If you go to the gym consistently, you will get stronger, right? With repetition, with consistency, you will get stronger. You will get in better shape. Now, with your thoughts, yeah, the more you strengthen the thoughts you want to have, the more you strengthen the emotions, the more you strengthen the actions, okay, which is the last step of the equation, but the more you do that, it becomes a habit, of course, the stronger they get. So again, this is why people never seem to change their life or change the business the way they want, because they constantly keep the old identity on loop, and they keep on repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating the same story again and again and again and again and again. And this is something I see so many times, right? They just consistently repeat the same story, the same story, the same story. And it's like, bro, statements close the mind. You do realize that, yeah? So if you keep telling yourself a statement, your subconscious mind will accept that as truth and go, okay, that's true, and it'll play out. Because like we said before, it can only process 40 bits of information per second. So it can't argue. It just accepts whatever you tell it, and then you just impress it into your subconscious mind, and it keeps you on loop because it thinks it's keeping you safe, but it's not keeping you. Well, it is keeping you safe, but it's not allowing you to thrive. It's allowing you to survive, which is the main goal of the subconscious mind, is survival, not thriving. So basically, your mind is a muscle, and the way I break it down is like this, right? Let's say you have a belief that serves you and a belief that doesn't serve you. At any moment, you can choose what belief you want. If you start to feed the one that doesn't serve you, it's going to get stronger, this one will get weaker, but you can flip it on its head. Yeah, and this one will become stronger, this one will become less. Now, a huge component of this, right? You have to really understand that the language of the subconscious mind is emotion. If you're not applying emotion to choosing the new thoughts you want to have, it won't work. This is why, people never change their business and grow it, because their emotions block them. You have to just question this, right? Which thoughts do you have? Which beliefs are you holding on to? Which one has a stronger emotional charge? That's the one that is always going to win. Point blank, end of discussion. If one thought has a stronger emotional belief than another one, even if you want to say, hey, making money is easy. If your stronger emotional set point is like making money is hard, for example, like I literally feel resistance in saying that one. I just don't believe it. Making money is easy. I feel my whole body relaxes because I've programmed these into my mind, and that's where the nervous system responds. That's your subconscious mind responding to you. Like I said earlier, pay attention to how you feel about stuff and not just how you think about it, because your thoughts are gonna basically, like, they're not really that important unless they're a mix of emotion. Okay, every thought you think creates a pathway in your brain. The more you think that thought, the stronger and faster the pathway becomes. Eventually, it becomes an automatic system that runs without you thinking about it. Why it works this way: your brain is trying to save energy. Creating new thoughts takes a lot of effort, but running old patterns is easy and fast. That's why it's so hard to break bad habits. You've built a system, so I call it the mind system. And because entrepreneurs use systems, and the only one they don't apply is the mind system, but that's another story again. And your brain wants to keep using it. It just wants to stay safe and save energy. It works. That's plain and simple what it does, right? It doesn't care. As you say, I want to make $100,000 a month. If you perceive it as like plain and simple fear, right, or danger or a threat, you won't move towards it. If you think that making $100,000 a month is going to require you wasting more energy, being more stressful, you're going to be burned out, whatever else it might be, you ain't going to move towards it. You just won't. Your brain's like, what's the point? And again, you can say to me, John, but just push, just grind, just work hard. Yeah, go ahead, do that. But like, you're going to burn out, number one. And number two, you're not going to reach your full potential. And number three, you might not even achieve the goal. So it's like if you're one of those entrepreneurs that's hungry for more and you want to achieve more, you working with the subconscious mind is the best investment you can make into your business. It's like right now you're driving your car, but you got your foot on the brake. Working with the subconscious mind removes your foot off the brake. Do you understand? It's like, if you're not working with the subconscious mind, it's like you're happy leaving money on the table, and you'd rather work hard for less results than what you could get if you was to work with the subconscious mind and make it easier, make more money. Right? It doesn't make sense to not work on this. It just cares about safety. That's it, right? So again, how you think, feel, and act. It's a loop. Okay? How this affects your money in your business, right? Success accelerates for some people while others stay stuck because of mental compounding. If you repeatedly think thoughts like I'm building wealth and take aligned actions, each successful thought makes the next one easier. You're literally building success systems in your brain. But if you compound worry and fear daily, you're building limitation systems instead. Again, this is something I see all the time, right? Entrepreneurs will keep repeating the same cycle again and again and again. They keep pushing. What they do is they go through bursts, right? So they push, they have like a 50K month or 100K month, and then they go back on themselves. They push, and I've done this as well, push, go back on themselves. And again, you might say to me, oh, John, just build a system, bro. You know, like just do this action, whatever it might be. Well, the question is this, right? If you know what to do, why are you not doing it? If you know what to do, why are you not doing it? If I ask you right now, how do you grow your business? You could tell me. But I guarantee you have beliefs, you have emotions, and you have habits that block you from getting there. And deep down in your identity, you're like, will it even work? No, will you even work? Will you feel worthy of it when you achieve it? If you're not moving towards a goal you say you want, or you're not progressively advancing towards it, it's because at some level there's fear attached to it. At some level, whatever the fear is, you have to identify that, and we do that within the programs. But you have to identify what the fear is, and you have to remove the fear before you move towards a reality, because the fear will block you. Because your subconscious mind is going to anticipate fear, and like we have established, the subconscious mind does not want to move towards anything that could be potential danger. So if you potentially could be moving towards something that's dangerous, which is simply fear, then you will not move towards it, because if you move towards it, potential danger, threat, move away from it. And this all happens at a subconscious level without your awareness. Undeniable. So your thoughts that you have, they're literally on loop all day, every day. So my question to you is, what have you done to change your thoughts? Like, actually change them, not just like read a book or watch the podcast. That's not working with the subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is not reprogrammed with conscious effort. It has to be reprogrammed in a subconscious way. So if you haven't worked directly with the subconscious mind and you don't know how to actually reprogram the subconscious mind, you're not working with the subconscious mind. That is why you keep hitting roadblocks in your business. Point blank. Again, there's no discussion to be had here. These are facts. These are undeniable facts, okay? How this shows up in your reality. All possible... let me zoom this in, actually. Should have done that before. All possible versions of your business actually exist right now in another reality. The struggling version, the thriving version, everything in between. What you experience as gradual progress is actually your consciousness hopping between the different versions. The version you jump to depends on which thoughts you're compounding. Like, just look back on your business journey, and I could do the same for myself. Every time I leveled up, it was never really a change in the business. Like, of course, guys. Like, I always say as well, business success is 90% mindset, 10% skill set, right? There's always a level of skill set you have to develop. Like, as we are growing now, we have implemented more systems, we've built a team and everything like that. But again, it's directly in correlation to me and how I think about it, and my beliefs and my habits and my emotions. It's my internal world. So it's my thoughts that are playing out in my reality now. So that's, for example, why I'm here and I'm speaking at a mastermind with very high level entrepreneurs. Like, I have wrote this down and I visualized it, and I saw myself at this, like, speaking at events, surrounding myself with 7-8 figure entrepreneurs. And then we're about to go to Miami after this and network with some very high level entrepreneurs, right? And I've worked with some of the biggest names in the space. Why? Because I visualized that and I saw myself at that level before it happened. And I am the best mindset coach in the space for entrepreneurs, point blank. There's no one better than me. How? Because I predicted this in my mind first, therefore I stepped into it, and then everything unfolded from there. It's that simple. So the mirror effect, right? Well, here's another huge point as well. Where focus goes, energy flows. Like, this in itself could be a whole video that I could make, but your focus, right, where you direct your thoughts is where energy is going to go towards, and that's going to create that in reality. Like, if you just sit down for 10 minutes in a meditation and try and direct your thoughts, they will go all over the place, right? But the more you sit down and meditate, this is why I meditate for over an hour a day. When I sit down and meditate, I direct my thoughts and my energy, right? And I can predictably create what it is that I want. Then the external world mirrors that back to me. So, for example, if you sit down and you focus on something, it's like, again, if you go to the gym, like, this is all energy, guys. If you go to the gym, right, and you're lifting weights, you're doing biceps, for example, and you're really focusing on squeezing that bicep, the more energy you put into each rep and each set, the more the bicep will grow, the stronger it will get. The more you direct your thinking and your thoughts onto a specific reality and a specific goal, your thoughts will literally create that thing in the reality. But most people, what they do is they have, like, all these different thoughts, so their thoughts are all over the place. Like, it's scattered, So, in fact, let me pull up another diagram. All right, so as you can see here, energy, okay? If your energy is directed, you're not going to get the result you want. If you focus your energy, you'll get the result you want. That's why, again, like I say this to people, this channel, for example, has made us so much money, It's because of focus. Like, I have not uploaded that many videos to this channel, but it's made us a lot of money. Then you see these other entrepreneurs and they go out there and they're like, Instagram ads, this funnel, that funnel, all of these different things. And it's like, my bro, do you not understand that your mind, your energy is more powerful than any strategy or tactic that you implement? Like, do you not understand that? Again, this isn't to say you shouldn't have strategies and tactics in your business. You should, but it's like, where is your focus? Where's your direction of your thoughts, which are so much more powerful than tactics and strategies? So I just come through and I'm just like, energy. And I promise you guys, I'll sit there and visualize seeing clients come to me, like visualizing specific things. I had my other phones downstairs, but like the other day we had a huge day in business, guys. Huge day in business. And like I said to you, I saw a guy in the space, right? I saw somebody else who works with him, like promoting his day in business. It was on the same day or like nearby. And this guy has like over 2 million followers, and they were like showing off about the day they had, and I was like, bro, I done more than that. I done more than that. And I'm like, how does that make sense when somebody of 2 million followers and I'm doing the same numbers as them? This is it. I promise you right now, my direction of my thoughts, you have to realize Your thoughts are energy, right? Like if I break down some high level stuff for you right now, understand people are out there, right? In this universe, in this world, right? And they're sitting there thinking, I want a solution to my problem. You put your energy and your thoughts out into reality, into the universe, right? You are literally going to match their thought energy with your thought energy, and then you will connect. Have you ever had it in business where some random deal comes through almost out of nowhere? And you're like, where did this come from? Or like synchronicities happen, things unfold. You get what I'm saying to you. It's energy, guys. Like it's energy. Albert Einstein said our brains are literally transmitters and receivers. Einstein's a pretty smart guy. He said our brains are transmitters and receivers. So if you put out a transmission into the universe, right? He said, God, guide me and bring me clients who I can help grow their business by helping them master their mindset, and I can help them reach $100,000 and $1 million per month with their business. Align me with this type of person so I can serve them with my incredible product and service. Thank you. As I send out this thought energy, because that's what it is, right? Thoughts are energy, and this emotion I push out to the world, then what happens is it creates action and attraction, and I draw things into my life. That is how it works, guys. And when you get clear on your goals, again, there's so many other things I can dive into in this video. I'm not going to dive too deep into it right now, but this is why, again, you have to be very clear on a vision of what you want emotionally and logically. So right now, you should have emotional visions, right? What the dream basically is, yeah? But you need to have logical goals as well. So for me right now, I have a very specific goal in my business, and it will be achieved. And it's going to be so much done and down to this. Now, again, it's not just thinking. Like, obviously action is required, but what I'm saying to you is like your initial thoughts you send out are the foundation. Like when a plane takes off at the airport, right? It goes off track so many times on the way to the destination. I don't know how many times it is, but it goes off track so many times, but it always goes back to the initial point. Its direction is going to, like the end point, the other airport. So this is what I'm saying to you. Why most people never achieve the goal is because they don't have a goal. They don't have a thought of what they're trying to achieve. So they just go all over the place, right? And it's like, nah, you just want to be direct. And the more you can clear your mind and create clarity within, the easier it will be for that goal to be achieved. Like people are out here again, they're like, oh, we need to do this strategy and this strategy and this strategy. It's like, just pick one. Like, again, if your goal is to get to like $10 million a month or $1 million a month, this is a completely different ballgame. But right now, we're talking about how to get to $100,000 a month. And if you're in the space I'm in, which I'm assuming most people are, the info space, selling services and things around those topics, right? Getting to $100,000 a month is very easy. You need to have, like, you could have let's say a 5K product, you have to sell 20 a month, right? You could have a 10K product and say sell 10 a month. You get my point, right? You can do lower ticket. There's so many different ways to get there, but like, what do you feel aligned with? What do you feel called to? Pick that and run it up. It's that simple. And if you look at my channel, for example, we have a very specific niche, okay? We help entrepreneurs grow their business using their mind. We help them get, if they're doing 10K a month, for 50 and 100, and you get the point. So when people watch my channel, like, think about it. Let's say the last video we uploaded, it got 1,000 views. How many leads do you think we get from that? I don't need a lot of people to make $100,000 a month, because it's so targeted to a very specific type of person, has a very specific type of problem that wants a specific solution solved. And they look at Jonathan Gabb and My Entrepreneur and they're like, who else? Who else can we work with? And there's other people, yeah, but they're not as specialized as me. They're not as clear as me. They're not specifically speaking only to entrepreneurs and how to grow their business using their mind, which is what I'm an expert at. With the track record I have, with the client case studies we have, right? With the elite product that we have that is all designed for one specific. So think about it, yeah? But how did I get to this level? It's because of the way I thought about it. I was like, took a huge step back and I was like, what would the end product of this business look like? And it was this. So again, I got downloads. It was like, yeah, go hard on YouTube, do YouTube videos, you know? Make YouTube videos, in-depth guides that really help people and actually just give everything away. And that's exactly what I do. And you get the point. So it's all about focus, right? The mirror effect. Your external world of money is a direct mirror of your internal world of money. This is why lottery winners lose it all. Their inner world doesn't match their external world, and the external always matches the internal. So basically put, guys, yeah, money's not real. This is another video I could talk about, but money isn't real. Money is just a construct of your mind. If I say to you the word, for example, money, what comes to mind? right? You probably start thinking about whatever it is. If I say to you a random word that comes to mind, like Geld, right? What comes to mind? Now, Geld means money in German. So the point, I think it's that, it might be get, either way, it's something like that. But the point is that word means nothing to you, which creates no emotion within you, so you don't respond to it. When I was younger, when I first went to Colombia, I go to Colombia and I go out with my boy and we're out for dinner. And I'm sitting down, I'm like, yeah, I'll get the bill, bro. These times I didn't have money. Like, yeah, I'll pay for the bill, bro. I got you. The bill came and it was like $120, and I was like, oh, fuck. I was like taken back. I was like, what? Why is it so much money, right? Turns out it was 120 Colombian pesos, which was like $40 or something at the time. I can't remember how much it was, but it came to like $30 or $40. And I remember first being like, oh my God, to them being like, oh, that's it. That's when I knew money ain't real. That's when I knew it was all a reflection of my internal world and what I thought I was worth, right? Because, I believe I can make $40. That's easy. But making 120, oh my God, that's a lot of money. So think how that creates fear and blocks you from going out there and making more money. Do you see what I'm saying to you? The world is a mirror, basically, and how you perceive money is how it's going to be reflected back to you in your outer world. It is that simple. Principle 3, your subconscious doesn't understand words, what this means, okay? It only understands feelings and images. If you say I don't want to be broke, your subconscious only hears broke and starts creating more of that. It can't process negative words, it only sees the pictures and feelings you create. The same rule applies if you say you want to scale your business, but the images and the feelings that are created in your mind are that of confusion and uncertainty. You will subconsciously avoid moving towards it, even though you will consciously know what to do. You will constantly sabotage and stay where you are. Point in fact, how much information is out there in this day and age to make money online? You see it. How much information have you gone through? How many courses have you invested into? How many mentors have you invested into? Right? But still you can't grow your business. You know what I'm saying to you? And it's like, how many other people do you know in your space that maybe even started after you and they're making more money than you? Or they're killing it more than you? And you're like, why is that? Well, it's not the external information. It's you. And it's your subconscious mind. And I can promise you right now, it's because there's resistance and there's dissonance between what you consciously want and what you subconsciously want. So there's friction. You have to align the two. If you want to understand, simply put, you have to align your conscious mind with your subconscious mind. And you have harmony, then you have flow. Flow states how you truly create abundance. The words with the strongest emotion will always win. This is like I kind of mentioned this earlier, but like whatever images you create in your mind, that with the strongest emotion will always play out in your reality. That's what your mind is going to gravitate towards. Like we said before, where focus goes, energy flows, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. So if you're focused on a specific thing, and like it can even be focusing on the negative thing you don't want, you will avoid moving towards it. We mentioned this before as well, right? But if you are subconsciously fearing, I don't want to lose money, I don't want my business to fail, I don't want this and I don't want that, I don't want to be rejected, I don't want people hating on me. Yeah, for example, if you focus on that, you're like, I don't want people to hate on me online and when I make videos and stuff, then you will never make videos because subconsciously you don't want to experience that fear and you anticipate that if you post a video, you're going to experience hate and you don't want to experience hate, so you avoid moving towards it. And if the emotion of receiving hate is stronger than the pleasure of receiving more money, you won't go out there and make more money because subconsciously you're going to have fear associated with that. Do you understand? If you want to grow your business to, let's say you're making, I don't know, $1 million a month and you want to get to $10 million a month, but you know that getting to $10 million a month, or you think getting to $10 million a month was going to cost you more stress, more pain, more anxiety, more worry, then you will never move towards it if you do not want to experience those things. That's why your mind can be manipulated and you can change your subconscious mind for the perception so you can almost perceive it that growing a business to that level will be easier and then simpler and less pain because, for example, we can shift the beliefs and we can be like, well, if I ask you a question, if you scale to your business to that level, can't we hire more people? Why not free up your time? Okay, for example, you could ask yourself, can't I run more ads, invest more into ads? Can't I do this, for example, that will make it easier? Can't I systemize it more? So in theory, getting to that level will be easier, right? Oh, if I go ahead and get it to that level and sell the business, then I can completely stop altogether. Maybe I could do 3 years of sacrifice. Is that worth it? Yeah. This is all reprogramming the subconscious mind. These are all examples of shifting beliefs in your mind. Again, I'm not going to dive too deep into that right now. So, why it works this way. Your subconscious is ancient. It existed long before language ever developed, right? It thinks in images and emotions. For example, if I say, oh, yeah, well, you got it in here. I forgot I put this down. I worked on this literally 2 hours ago. I knew I was thinking about this word. If I said to you the word geld, what does it mean to you? right? How does it make you feel? Now, if I said to you the word money, what does it mean to you, right? Geld is money in German. So, like, you can see right there, the word money, what it creates within you, is going to subconsciously determine how you respond to it and what you think you're worthy of and everything in between, but it's just a word. And the word Geld, now it means money. So if I say to you the word Geld, you think of money. What comes to mind? Exactly. It creates mental images in your mind and feelings, which will determine how you move towards it. So the goal is to reshape and change the association in the subconscious mind of how you anticipate or interpret money and business and growth and success. Because I promise you, it's as simple as that. If you shift the association in the subconscious mind, then you will move towards it. It's that simple. Like, it is that simple. If you change the association in the mind from pain to pleasure, you will move towards your goal and things will unfold and you will start to attract things into your reality. Because guess what? Here's the thing. Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it, will be given unto you. It says that in the Bible, yeah? God wants you to have these things you're asking for, but you don't want them. Subconsciously, you block them. Plain and simple. So how this affects your money and business? Most people sabotage themselves without knowing it by focusing on what they do not want. And this is like the biggest thing that I see. I'm putting my full screen on for this one, right? I'll get on a call with people and I'll be like, yo, what do you want? Well, I don't want this and I don't want that and I don't want that. I'm like, what do you want? I'm not really sure, man. Or if they think they know, it's very vague. And there's no emotion in it either. It's very like, there's no passion behind it, you know. It's like they don't really want it. Plain and like simply put, they don't really want it. You know what I mean? So most people tell me what they don't want. I don't want to struggle. Focus on the struggle. I can't afford another bad month. Focus on the bad months. I hope this doesn't fail. Focus on failure. I don't want that type of client. Focus on the type of client they don't want. So what happens is when you create these images in your mind, yeah, why would your brain want to move towards something that's going to create more fucking pain in its life? Why? Anything that creates pain, you avoid. So if you're like, oh, well, I don't want to struggle, and then you're subconsciously doing that, and then you anticipate more money equals struggle, you ain't going to move towards it. Here's another big lesson for you entrepreneurs that are already making money, yeah? You know money doesn't change you. One of my favorite quotes by me is, money will change your life, but it won't change you. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm not, because I speak to so many of you. You have made a lot of money, and you know subconsciously more money won't change your life. So you say you want more money, which you do. Yes, you should aim for more money. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but you know deep down it's not the main focus. So you have to change your focus and you have to change the association with money and what it means to you. But like, again, if you focus on struggle, why would you move towards making more money? If you focus on bad months and you anticipate it's going to be more bad months, why would you try and change your business? You wouldn't. You just wouldn't. Like, it's like for me, for example, I expect these videos to bring me in a lot of money. Yeah, I expect these to grow my business. So I make the effort to make these videos which grow my business and make me a lot of money. It's that simple. If my subconscious mind was like, I don't know if they're going to work. This is why, again, people don't win, because they're like, they anticipate it not working. It doesn't work. And they go, yep, let me prove you right. Going back to that thing we said earlier, your thoughts. Yeah, your subconscious then creates circumstances that match these images. Successful people naturally speak differently. I'm creating abundance. This month is thriving. This is already working. Like, this is the common language patterns I have in my mind. And more importantly, these are the things I impress into my subconscious mind. Yeah, if you want to know how to do that, you should just work with me, because I could, again, like, I will break these down on my videos. The videos cover this, but like, you got to realize, yeah, that you have to reprogram your subconscious mind. The successful entrepreneurs watching this far in the video, just apply. Go to myentrepreneur.com, hit us up, speak to us. We'll see which program is a good fit for you. All right. The law of expectation states you don't get what you want, you get what you expect. Literally, what you expect, you get. What you anticipate happening will happen. You don't get what you want, you get what you expect. Your subconscious treats your expectations as instructions and works to prove them correct by filtering what you notice, guiding your behavior, and attracting circumstances that match what you genuinely expect to happen. In other words, the reticular activating system, the RAS. Like, if I do this for you right now, okay, I say to you right now, I say, look around your room and look for everything that is white. For me, that's pretty easy. There's so many white things. Okay, white bag, white plug socket, white lights. Okay, now close your eyes and tell me everything you saw that was blue. So I genuinely can't think of anything I saw that was blue. Okay, you can open your eyes. Bro, blue, right here in front of me. This here as well, blue. Blue bag right down there next to my white bag. The point is, guys, what I'm trying to get across to you here, your mind will look for what it's looking for. It will notice what it's looking for. It will filter out everything that's not relevant to you. So if you're looking subconsciously for opportunities, you'll find them. If you're looking for reasons why it's not going to work, you'll find them too. Right? It's going to expect it, and that's going to anticipate it, and that's what's going to play out. So because I wasn't looking for blue and I was only looking for white, I didn't see blue. So imagine if you program into your mind every day, opportunities everywhere, successes everywhere, people have money, clients come to me all the time, there's an abundance of people out there, all the ideas and how I'm going to grow my business are going to come to me. You'll start getting intuitive downloads and thoughts on how you can get to that next level, and things are going to happen. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, opportunities come out of nowhere, you attract things to you, things unfold in ways you couldn't even explain. It just happens, right? That is the subconscious mind at work. That is the law of expectation at work. Your mind will filter what's relevant and dismiss things that aren't relevant. Going back to what we were saying earlier as well about your brain can only process 40 bits of information at any given time. You're going to be so preoccupied with things going on, you're going to just block out things. That's why you have to reprogram your subconscious mind and program your subconscious mind for things you want. It'll become easier for you to achieve your goals, right? This is why an entrepreneur earning 100k per month who wants to scale to 500k but expects it'll be another grind and it'll probably plateau again keeps hitting the same ceiling, because subconsciously he doesn't really want it. Although he consciously says he wants it, subconsciously he doesn't. Like, again, if you're an entrepreneur, like I speak to entrepreneurs all the time. I was speaking to one the other day. He's making 50, sometimes 75k has been his biggest month in business. He wants to get to 150, but subconsciously he knows if he makes more money, he won't change how he feels, so he's not moving towards it. So we're going to change that, and he will move towards the 150. It will happen. It's already done. I know that. I had a client recently go from 40 to 280 in a month. Now, while another entrepreneur at the same level who truly expects expansion finds the client's opportunities and momentum appearing effortlessly. Again, if you've experienced this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, it's all a belief. It's all an internal game. Your deep down expectations, not your surface level hopes or goals, become self-fulfilling prophecies, because your subconscious is designed to make your expectations your reality, regardless of strategy, work ethic, or market conditions. It's that simple. Again, you know what to do, but you don't do it. You do it, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's the energy and the emotion input to that thing that you're doing and taking action on. This goes into another process that I talk about. I'm going to pull it up real quick, but I'm not going to dive into it right now. So as you can see here, this is the be, do, have model, right? When you are being somebody different, you will do different actions, you will have more. Being is a collection of your... Being is literally identity. Identity is repeated beingness. Beingness is how you think, feel, and act. So how you think, feel, and act is going to determine what you do. Okay? And then from doing, you're going to have it. But it's all about being. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's the energy and the fucking intention you put into it. That's how you're going to get the result. Your thoughts are energy. Like, when I'm even sitting making this video, I expect this video to bring me clients, so it will. It's that simple. So many people make a lot of content, do all of these things, but they don't expect it, so it doesn't happen. It doesn't, like, hard work in and of itself does not equate to more success, right? So how this shows up in your reality does not respond to logical reasoning, it responds to the vibration you're putting out. Like I just said, whatever you feel to be true, you're vibrating at the frequency of that, because that's the picture in your mind. The universe doesn't analyze the intention, it just matches your vibration. Simple as that. How you think, feel, and act, like we said, the mind system. Now, the mirror effect. What you resist will persist. Fighting against revenue plateaus keeps you stuck at that plateau because you're focusing on the limitation. An entrepreneur doing $100,000 a month who constantly thinks, I need to break through the ceiling, or I can't stay stuck here, is energetically focused on the ceiling itself. Do you understand that? And the subconscious delivers more evidence of being stuck. Meanwhile, the entrepreneur who shifts the focus forward, I operate 500k a month, or scaling is natural for me, finds the business reality reorganizing to match that focus. Your external business challenges, the deals falling through, the team drama, the cash flow issues aren't attacking you from outside. They're manifesting from your internal focus on what you're trying to avoid rather than what you're moving towards. Simple as that. This is why, again, when I work with sales teams, right, I work with sales teams doing 500k a month and beyond, right? When I work with them, we work so deeply on the identity level of the sales reps, because the sales reps, right, their identity, is massively going to determine how much money they make, how many closes they make, and everything in between. I'm going to get into that again right now, but you get the point. Your internal state of consciousness creates the external business reality. Whatever exists in your inner world, your beliefs about money, your self-concept, your emotional patterns, your sense of worthiness must manifest in your outer world as revenue, clients, opportunities, and circumstances. Again, I don't like to go too woo into this stuff. It's just logical, guys. Like, if you just logically observe your thoughts and your feelings and the actions you take, are they in direct correlation with your results? Yes. Okay, where are those? In your subconscious mind. Okay, then, end of discussion. This isn't metaphorical, it's mechanical. An entrepreneur who internally identifies as someone building towards $1 million a month will experience building towards $1 million a month, right? And again, it's not about, guys, like lying to yourself and being like, oh, I make $1 million a month, but it's the identity of that version of yourself. So I'm $1 million a month. I'm $1 million a month identity. I'm $1 million a month entrepreneur. When you tell yourself that, you're going to change the way you think, feel, and act. And like we said before, you don't get what you want, you get who you are. You become successful by being the successful individual, and you attract that to you. Right? You go out there and you be that person. So it's like you're walking, talking, acting, and you're on that frequency of already being at that level. So you draw more of that into your experience. It's not about lying to yourself. It's the truth, right? Because again, if you're like, I'm building to $1 million, well, then you don't see yourself as that guy. So you won't take the actions and you won't align with that. An entrepreneur who internally identifies as somebody who operates at $1 million will experience the operation, ease, flow, manifestation. Your business isn't separate from you. It's an extension of your consciousness, which is awareness. Now, again, right? When we're breaking this down, when you start to step into that frequency of making $1 million a month, for example, or $100,000 a month, whatever it might be, you're going to think, feel, and act differently, but you have to match that with action. I'm not saying you just sit there and go, yeah, man, I'm just going to attract these goals to me. No, but your awareness of that first is going to be the thing that does it. Let me prove this to you. Think back to a goal that you've achieved in your business, right? And you look back on that goal, When you look back on that goal, was it really the business that changed? Like, yeah, there was changes you made to the business. I'm not going to deny that. There was some, but maybe 10%. The strategies, the tactics wasn't that big in comparison to the internal shifts that you had as an individual, your belief systems, your identity, right? And again, you might have gone to, like, for example, a mastermind or invested in a coach or watched a YouTube video, but still what changed? Your internal world. Like, it was the internal shift that happened that then processed the external transformation. Right? So again, if you're putting yourself, like, you might have watched a YouTube video and you've seen a high-level entrepreneur talking about something, boom, it shifts something within you, then you get to that revenue goal. Again, it was an internal shift. You get my point. The bank account, the team dynamics, the client quality, the revenue ceiling, these are all mirrors reflecting your exact internal state back to you. Change the internal identity and the external reality has no choice but to recognize and match it, because they were never two separate things to begin with. Again, like, for example, because I work with people who I select and I get them to apply, when people apply, and my golden question asks them, are you committed or interested? We filter out people that are interested. And we only attract people that are committed, because I decide that, and my reality reflects that. If I was like, nah, maybe we'll work with these type of people. No, you have to be fucking committed. And when we put that energy out there, like, you attract those sort of people. That's how it goes. I promise you right now, if you look at your business and you're not attracting the right clientele, you can't get it. It's just an internal world. It's your internal world being reflected outwards. You've seen so far up to this point. We're only on principle number 4. Damn. So, principle number 4, your subconscious mind only understands now. Okay, so close your eyes. Close your eyes. Imagine right now that you are at the top of a 50-story building. Okay, you're on the roof. And you're literally standing on the edge and your toes are dangling off the edge. And look over the edge. See the cars moving around and just start to slowly tilt forward a bit. Okay, you can open your eyes. Even when I do that, I do this exercise numerous times now. I still feel it. I still feel like I'm on the top of a building because my mind does not understand, right, an imagined experience and reality. So, why is this so important? What this means, your subconscious experiences everything is happening right now. It can't tell the difference between a memory, current reality, or an imagined future. All three create the same chemical and emotional responses in the body as you just saw then. So why it works this way, the survival part of your brain only cares about now. When you vividly remember a past business failure, like missing a $500K deal, not signing the client, getting bad feedback, whatever the negative experience might be, or imagine a future success, closing your first $1 million contract, your body releases the same stress hormones or success neurochemicals as if it's happening in this moment right now. Your heart rate changes, your chemistry changes, all happening right now. It's happening now. So let me prove this to you again, right? Think about it. If you are thinking about your goal and you're anticipating something negative happening, is it even happen? No. Is it true? Yes or no? No. It's an illusion in the mind. It's a story in the mind. Now, you might say to me, John, but John, in the past, it's happened. But let me ask you this, right? Why did that even happen in the first place? Because you believed something which created that to play out. And I could dive so deep into memory flipping and past experiences and how to reflip them so they don't control your reality anymore. But again, that's some more high-level stuff for my clients. Maybe I'll make a video on that. But, like, guys, if you do not if you do not go back and reflip past memories, they're going to keep playing out in your reality, because past experiences are data points and set points of what to look for in the future. So you're like, that might happen again. Let me not move towards that. Yeah. So basically, the reality you're trying to build, if you have these illusions in your mind, of what it is you're trying to build, and you have fear around that, whatever it might be, you won't move towards it. But it's not real. Like, if you think that growing your business to 500k a month or 100k a month is hard, then let me ask you, what evidence do you have to support that? Have you ever done it? No. So how can you say it's hard? How can you anticipate it's going to be hard? Because it's a story in your head. You can choose the story that you want. Your mind can't tell the difference between what's imagined and what's real. If you begin to imagine and visualize that you've made 100k a month, for example, your brain will start to create the story on how that would look, and basically all the fears and stories in between will dissipate and go away. Because again, if I ask you this right now, when you look back on your business journey, if you done it in a flow state way, you didn't push and grind and force it, but let's say you done it in a way that was like you was aligned, you was in flow state. When you look back, wasn't it easier than you thought? Like, when you actually backtrack, you're like, yo, I ran a few ads, or I put a few YouTube videos up, I closed some deals, and I delivered a product. Is it that complex? No. So when you look back, it looks easy. So let me ask you this. Your perception of the future moving forward, is it serving you to believe it's hard and it's going to be complicated and everything in between? No. It's a story, and you are imagining that, and you can choose to imagine something else, right? This is why visualization actually works for high performers. When you vividly imagine operating at $1 million a month or 100k per month, right? Your subconscious mind experiences that current reality and starts making it happen through your behavior, decisions, and opportunities you notice. But it also works in reverse. When you replay past revenue collapses, when you replay past revenue collapses, or that deal fell through, your subconscious thinks you're failing right now and keeps creating failure patterns, right? That's what it does. This is also why I will scale to 500k someday. It doesn't work. Your subconscious hears not there now and keeps that true. Again, just look at your reality. Is it in direct correlation to the way you think about it? Yes. My business is in direct correlation to how I think about it. Here's the thing as well, I want to emphasize this point as well. It's not to say, I just think the thought and it happens in reality. Obviously, there is a time delay of you catching up to that reality. But the question is, do you feel aligned with it? When I think about my business and the growth we're having, I have already stepped into that reality. It's already done. So the way I show up, the way I operate is like it is already at the number I'm going to get it to. Like, it's already done. It's done. So that's why the way we operate is like, it's done. So we just attract that to us, and everything is proving that to be true. Like, little things are just like, it's cool, it's on the way. And synchronicities happen. You get the point, But I'm not saying, you just think the thought. No, it's like you go to the gym, It's like this. You go to the gym. If you hit the gym savagely, and then you hit the macros and stuff, you're not going to see the six-pack and be jacked on day 17. But day 90, I'm going to look like a G. Right? Because you know that you step into that version of yourself first. You train like that version. You're being that version of yourself. And then reality catches up. And that's what I'm saying here. If you're going into business like, how are we going to do this? Like, what's the bottlenecks? What's the problem? Everything in between. Then that will show up. Like my team member the other day is like, we've just got so many unqualified people in the DM. I said, who's qualified? Focus on who's qualified. And then we closed 4 deals from that. Just by changing the focus. Because again, how you think, feel, and act. There's not many qualified people in the DMs. Who's qualified? Find who is qualified. Find out where they're at. And let's get them on a phone call and close them. Done. Focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. The entrepreneur stuck at 50k per month who constantly affirms, I will get to 100k a month, is programming their subconscious mind for perpetual future arrival, never present embodiment. That's it. One day we'll get there. I'm on the way. Yeah, you are on the way. And then you will only be on the way until you decide you're not on the way. And then the reality will play out as you decide it will. How it shows up in your reality. Einstein, my brother Einstein, proved that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. Time is just a human perception. It's a perception, like we said. Your subconscious operates according to actual reality, timelessness, not the illusion of linear time. When you feel yourself operating $1 million a month now through vivid embodiment, you're not pretending. You're tuning into a version of reality that already exists in the quantum field and pulling it into your current experience. You get this, guys? Like, do you actually understand it? Reality catches up to you, not the other way around. Like, again, it's like, just look at business, If you look at your results, they're directly reflection of what you've been doing in the past. That's why I said, again, it's not just like, you just decide, like, why don't I just decide I'm making $10 million a month? Like, there are steps to this. I'm not just saying you just jump into it. Again, there are other things I could break down. But it's like this knowingness, like this flow state you're in. Like, Yeah, when I write down my visions, I always have a long-term vision, and then I write down a vision called the next chapter, and I just tune in, tap in. I'm like, okay, what guide me? What's the next steps? And I write down the next steps, and then they play out exactly as I choose them to. That's another video as well, another video or something. Anyway, yeah, time is just a human perception. Your subconscious operates according to actual reality. Yeah, and reality it doesn't understand now and the imagination. So take that as you will, how powerful that is. The mirror effect. Your current reality isn't the result of past actions. It's a mirror of who you are right now in the consciousness. When you embody $1 million consciousness now, even if your current revenue is 100K, your external reality must recognize to match, because the mirror only reflects the present moment state. This is why some entrepreneurs rebuild 7-figure businesses quickly after losing everything. Their internal identity never changed. They never stopped being the person who operates at that level. So the external reality snapped back to match their internal state. This is why, again, if you give your power to external events, you are screwed, because you can't control external events. You can only control your identity and what you believe you're worth and who you believe you are. So when you keep that strong, it doesn't matter what happens externally, you are going to always get the thing that you know you're worthy of and deserving of, because the reality will reflect that back to you. Okay? There's so many things I could dive into on this one here, but again, we have to move on because we're already an hour in, and we're on principle number 5. So principle number 5, emotional repetition, rewire your mind. What this means, your subconscious learns in 2 ways: through repetition, thinking something over and over, or through emotional intensity, a single powerful experience. Yeah, think about times in your life when something happened that was like an emotional experience. You didn't have to repetitiously go through that, did you? It just happened one time, boom. It was ingrained into your nervous system, into your subconscious mind, yeah? One emotionally charged moment can create permanent change, while neutral information needs hundreds of repetitions. So, again, this is why, like, you can sit there and watch all of the videos and take all of the action and study and do this and do that and everything in between, and be like, I know I can make more money. I know I should be at 500 a month or whatever it is, yeah? But, like, something's holding you back. It's you. It's your subconscious mind. There's a belief or a story that's looping around that's keeping you safe. Now, when it comes to reprogramming the subconscious mind, the most powerful, effective way that I have found, yeah, is visualization. Now, the reason I say that is because, again, yes, you can have one time where you do a hypnotherapy. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I do that for my clients as well. But you can have that, yes, but I like to just play it safe as well. I like to say, look, for at least 90 days, visualize and go over a specific vision again and again, mixing it with emotion, with repetition. It's like you go to the gym. It's like, yeah, you can go to the gym once and get a pump and you feel like the man, but it's like going consistently was what's going to get you the results. So I like to make sure we just like cover all aspects of it and do a visualization for a 90-day period, specifically with the goal that you want and everything in between, and then that will literally reprogram the subconscious mind at a deep level. Okay, so again, I could get into that, but it's just going to take me too long to even dive into the concept of what I call the mind system, which is where you go and enter into lower brainwave frequencies, which shut down your analytical conscious mind, and then you enter into the subconscious mind, and whatever is impressed into the subconscious mind in that moment now will begin to accept it as true. And because your conscious mind is not aware, any belief that you instill into the subconscious mind will be accepted as truth, and then it will eventually play out in your reality, because what is impressed into the subconscious mind will be expressed into reality. So, why it works this way. This is survival programming. If your ancestor encountered a tiger once and barely survived, the brain needed to instantly permanently learn avoid tigers without needing to practice. But learning which plants are safe to eat could happen through repeated safe experiences. Your brain tags emotional events as extremely important and never forget. Point in fact, let's say, for example, if I ask you now, yeah, if you go to cross the road and you see a car coming, right, and it's driving towards you, do you have to go, there is a car driving towards me. Should I step back out of the road or should I stay in the middle of the road? No, you just jump out of the way because you don't want to get hit by a car, right? Do you understand this? Like, it happens so instantly that you're not even aware of it. Right now, yeah, I'm in Orlando with my team and with one of my clients. Now, my client, Josh, is from the UK. And in the UK, we say, that's a shout. Being around Josh for 2 days, I started saying today when I was out with my team, right, and they're from America, I said, that's a shout. And Daniel said to me, I never heard you say that before, but I've heard Josh say it. Like, I wasn't even aware, but just by surrounding myself with one of my brothers from UK, I've started to now use UK slang again. That's a shout. That's how the subconscious mind works. It happens so in such a low level of awareness, you're not even aware it's happening. And I can't emphasize this enough, guys. It's 90% of how you operate. People hear this and go, oh, cool information, bro. No, like, do you actually understand it? Your subconscious mind is governing your entire reality. So that's how quickly, yeah, the subconscious mind responds to stuff. Like, Oh, there's a tiger. Let me not go near the tiger because it killed my friend. It's like that guy there. Let me think about not going towards him. No, you just wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. It's the same if you go to cross the road. There's a car coming. Shall I potentially get hit by the? No, you move back. You know. So another example of this to prove to you how powerful the subconscious mind is, right? If you was to go into the woods, right, and you see a bear, would you be scared of the bear? 100%, right? What the fuck? There's a bear. Yeah, you're not gonna maybe you're gonna be instantly in fear mode. Now, if you was to find out it was just a man in a bear costume, would you be as scared? You might be a bit freaked out, like, why is there a man in a bear costume in the woods? Yeah, but the point of the matter is, you wouldn't be as scared if you knew it was just a man. Now, what was real was the story you constructed in your mind. You was like, it's a bear. Fear. So again, going back to the point I was saying before, you have these stories in your mind of business. Oh, scaling equals pain. Then you never question the belief and it plays out in your mind and you accept it as truth. Alex Hormozi said it. We question all of the beliefs except the beliefs we truly hold to be true. How many beliefs are you holding on to that aren't actually true? Like, if you just consciously think about it now, how many beliefs are you holding on to in your business that are not helping you grow the business? And you hold on to them and they're stopping you from growing. And you never question them and you don't know how to reframe them. That's what I help my clients do. One of the biggest things is reframing beliefs. All right, anyway. How this affects your money, right? Your money programming came from repeated childhood messages, right? So you heard it from parents, teachers, whatever else, right? And emotional money moments. That's it. Like, for me, my biggest challenges in business was never really money. Okay, I did have to change a few beliefs around money, but I never really had limiting beliefs around money. But where my beliefs came for me was about the work. Yeah, taking action. Because in school, if I look at my school reports, every school report says John can't focus. John's not smart, right? John, like, he has the potential, but he just can't seem to do the work. But look at me now. Look at me now, an hour and 11 minutes into the video, 111, yeah, into this video right now, dropping some of the most insane value in this space. Yeah? Why? Because I reprogram my mind and I realize I am good enough and I am smart and I can focus because I proved it now. But for a very long time when I was building my businesses, I couldn't focus because I believed I couldn't. So I learned these things. Now, again, this will play out in money, in success, in every area of your life. Whatever you believe to be true will play out. Was it true that I couldn't focus? No, it was a belief that I accepted as true. Beliefs are not true in themselves. They become true in our experience if we believe them. So what do you believe about money? Because I believe money is abundant. I believe money is easy to make. I believe charging high ticket is easy. I believe I attract high ticket clients that are happy to pay me this money. And that's how we do it. That's just how it's a belief. So the universe responds to that. Now, to reprogram for higher revenue levels, you need either new emotional peak experiences with money. So, like, for example, you can go to like an event, or you can, like, I don't know, there's certain things you can do that will shift your awareness around that, and then you go, oh my God, like, I could step into that. So I remember, for example, when I heard my mentor, Ed Milet, say he spends on jet fuel alone in a year $1 million. And I was just like, my mind was blown by that. I was like, what? Bro spends $1 million on jet fuel. So that was a new emotional experience for me, right? That was like a moment where I was like, I could not go back from that. I was like, why am I worried about spending however much like, bro makes $1 million a year. I'm going to get to that level where I could spend $1 million a year on jet fuel if I want to. It was a new emotional experience, right? Or you might go to an event and you see someone and they're making like $1 million a month and you're like, what? And it like expands your mind to what's possible. Or you might close your like first big deal in business and you're like, what? And then you never go back. That's an emotional experience. Now, the second one is daily repetition, right? Now, this is where, again, like, you want to visualize. You want to visualize and work with your mind through visualization, because like we explained before, your subconscious mind, it doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So when you go into meditations and visualize, and there's a certain technique I share with my clients, but when you do that, you are literally reprogramming your mind. It's so powerful. Right? This is why one breakthrough moment can permanently shift an entrepreneur from 50K a month to 200K per month, while reading 100 business books without emotional engagement or embodiment practice changes nothing. The entrepreneur who closes their first $1 million deal or feels the rush of that moment has just installed new circuitry. The entrepreneur who mentally rehearses operating at $1 million a month with emotional intensity daily is building that same circuitry through repetition. Guys, here's an example, When I write this stuff down here, like when the entrepreneur closes their first $1 million deal, I will close $1 million deal, mark my words. You heard it here first. Give me a few months, few years, you will see me close $1 million deal. 100%. And me writing this down is, again, reprogramming my mind to be like, yeah, it's normal. Like, it's normal to close $1 million deals. It will happen, watch. So how this shows up in your reality. Physical matter is just energy vibrating in repeating patterns. Your business, your bank account, your client roster, these are repeating wave patterns. When you repeatedly hold a new vision with strong emotion, you're creating a new repeating pattern in the quantum field, or in this reality, if you want to call it that. The old pattern, current 100K a month reality, starts to break apart, and the new pattern, desired 500K a month reality, starts to form and solidify. Yeah? So again, like, when we break this point down, yeah, it's the emotion that comes first. Like, here's such a big lesson, guys. If you, when you close your eyes and think about the goal you're trying to move towards, I promise you right now, this is some high level advice. Change your life. If you just sit down, think about the goal you're moving towards, yeah? If you feel any resistance in your body, like you just feel tension, or you feel, that is your subconscious mind telling you there's potential danger moving towards it. Now, look, granted, you can just push past that and just go, which can work. But what you're going to experience is those fears are going to play out. There's going to be resistance moving towards it. What I want you to do is step into flow state. Like, effortlessly move towards the goal. That is where visualization comes in. If you look at any of the greats of our time, guys, you got Conor McGregor, right? You've got Tiger Woods. You've got Kobe Bryant. All of these guys that were like elite level sports people. I'm trying to think of business owners. I can't even, none come to my mind right. Well, Tony Robbins, for example, billionaire, right? Ray Dalio, right? All of these guys talk about meditation and visualization, right? It works, guys. I am telling you now, if you want to achieve your goals in the most easiest, simplest, efficient way possible, use your mind. It's so simple, guys. Like, visualize, construct this image of seeing yourself at that level, making the money, being that guy, stepping into that reality, and it will happen. Because let's take, for example, the $1 million deal right there. Have other people close $1 million deals in the past? Yes. So why not me? I ain't got an answer for that. Therefore, I will do it. Now, the mirror effect. Your external success is a hologram of your most emotional and most repeated internal patterns. If childhood was emotionally scarce, even if you had a physical abundance, your adult reality will mirror scarcity, because that's the deep programming running. To change the external mirror, install new programming through either intense emotion, right, breakthrough moments, peak experiences, or consistent repetition. I think they go hand in hand, because again, like, you've seen it before where people go to like an event, like a Tony Robbins event, they get pumped up, oh my God, I'm going to change my life, and they go back to their old self. Why? Because they do not keep it up repetitiously. Like, you see people that go to the gym, they get in shape, they fall off, they get out of shape. For me, it's like, why would you not choose to consistently meditate and go into your internal world, into the unseen world, and create the images of the things you want, create the scenes of the things you want? It doesn't make sense. Why would you not do it, right? So, the mirror resists showing the new image until your new internal program has a tipping point. This is why entrepreneurs quit right before the breakthrough. This is huge, guys. This point here is massive, yeah? The mirror resists showing the new image until your internal program hits a tipping point. When you do the meditations, guys, I'm telling you right now, yeah? Just before the breakthrough, you're going to be like, nah, I want to get up from my meditation. Or just say, let's say you're doing it for like 50, 60 days. Day 77 comes around, you're like, oh, maybe I should stop today. That's where the breakthrough happens, guys. Later on, like 90 days is the sweet spot, yeah? This is such a big point. I have to make this bigger just to like emphasize how important this is. The mirror resists showing the new image until your internal program hits a tipping point. This is why entrepreneurs quit right before the breakthrough. That is it. Full stop, guys. It's not the information or the tactics. It's this right here. Principle number 6. Your subconscious protects your identity above everything else. What this means. Your subconscious has one main job: keep your identity and reality matching perfectly. It will destroy your goals, health, and wealth to protect your identity staying consistent. If you see yourself as someone building a business, your subconscious will create endless building, never arrival. If you see yourself as a 50K per month entrepreneur, your subconscious will sabotage you at 500K opportunities to prove the identity correct. Tony Robbins said, who's a billionaire life coach and success coach and everything in between, he's worth $1 billion. He runs like 70 plus companies or something. The strongest force in the human, The strongest force in the human, what is it, man? The strongest force in the human, I can't remember it word for word, but basically what he says is the strongest force for the humans is to act in congruence with how we define ourselves, how we see ourselves, right? Let me pull this up actually, just to get it very clear. Okay, so he said the strongest force in in the human personality is to stay consistent with how we define ourselves. And I'm pretty sure this just links back to what we've been discussing today. Is like, it's just safety, right? If we have to change how we see ourselves, it's like it takes so much effort and energy to change that. It's like, let's just stay on the program. It works, right? It's got us to this point. We're safe, right? We don't need to thrive. We just need to survive. So that's what it does, right? Why it works this way for hundreds of thousands of years, literally what I just said, humans survived in small tribes where your role was survival. Like, this is it, guys. If you were the hunter and suddenly tried to be the chief, the tribe got confused and might kick you out, which meant death. Your brain developed powerful mechanics to keep your identity stable because identity confusion meant death. That same mechanism is now keeps you locked in a plateau, 100K a month, or I'm not the $1 million a month type. Identities, even when they're destroying your potential. Again, undeniable evidence here, guys. Like, this is how your brain operates from thousands of years ago. How this affects your money and business. This is the secret behind self-sabotage at scale. You might consciously want to go from 100K a month to $1 million a month, but if your core identity is I'm someone who grinds for success, or people like me don't operate at that level, your subconscious mind will sabotage you. Unexpected expenses appear when revenue spikes. You get sick or burned out before launching a scalable offer. You repel 100K per month clients. You get the point, guys. Like, you know this, and we've all been there, right? In fact, even I would say right now at this level where I'm at, there's probably opportunities I'm going to look back on in 6 to 12 months from now and go, why did I not step into that sooner, right? Because my mind is developing to get to that level, right? But you get the point. Your subconscious mind isn't being malicious. It genuinely believes it's protecting you by keeping your identity consistent with your reality. How this shows up in reality. Physical reality has no built-in meaning. You assign meaning, which, like we said, perception is reality. You assign meaning, which creates your identity, which determines what's possible for you. $10 million in your account is just organized energy and information. That energy pattern cannot exist in your reality if it contradicts your identity pattern, because reality is a projection of the consciousness. You can only experience what matches your identity. This is why the entrepreneur who identifies as a 50K per month will sabotage the 500K a month opportunity. It doesn't match the identity signature. The other thing I want to put across to you guys as well is, like, if I say to you the word 50K per month or 500K per month, yeah, your perception of that is going to determine how you step into it. If you perceive, you're like, oh, 500K a month equals more stress and whatever, where did that come from? You never made 500K a month, so how can you decide that? Ever since we decided to grow our business, it's been growing. And I massively shift my internal beliefs about the business, how it's going to be structured and everything else in between, because I know that that's the game. 10% is the external, 90% is the internal, right? This isn't to say, like, again, we don't improve the product, make it better, right? Make it more scalable and things like that. But first, the belief has to come. Yeah? How this shows up in your reality. We've been through that one. Yeah, we've been through that. The mirror effect, right? How this reflects into your reality. Your business results aren't caused by the economy, competition, or market conditions. They're caused by your subconscious commitment to keeping your identity and reality matched. Your current revenue is a mathematical printout of your current identity. Identify as building towards $1 million a month and you'll experience endless building, never arriving. Identify as I operate at $1 million a month and you'll experience that operation. Things will start to unfold. Opportunities will start to unfold. The actions you take will be in alignment with that. Right? To change results, you must first kill your old identity and birth a new one. Your external reality will reorganize within days or weeks to match the identity and the new frequency. It is that simple, guys. I can explain it more, but I'm just not going to right now. But you understand what this is saying. Principle number 7, guys. Look, I'm dropping so much value here right now. Like, guys, I don't know who's dropping this much value, and it's undeniable what I'm saying, yeah? Do me a favor, go and follow me on Instagram. The link will be in the description. Principle number 7, your subconscious speaks in symbols and patterns. Again, this is massive. This kind of links back to what we said before about the language and things like that. Geld, you now know that Geld means money in German, but what this means, your subconscious doesn't use words. It communicates through symbols, gut feelings, and repeating patterns, dreams, and synchronicities. It's the language of intuition and knowing without knowing why you know. Why it works this way. Your subconscious existed millions of years before language. It sees patterns and wholes, not words and logic. This is so important, guys. Again, we've been over this, but I'm going to repeat this part. Your subconscious mind only understands images and feelings. It doesn't understand words and logic. It doesn't understand that. It's the emotion that is linked and associated with those things. Ancient survival depended on recognizing patterns. Rustling grass meant predator. Certain cloud patterns meant rain. A tribe's member's facial expression meant danger. Your gut feeling about 500K a month business partners, your subconscious recognizing patterns in milliseconds that would take your logical mind days to analyze with spreadsheets and due diligence, right? Like, do not deny your intuition, guys. Again, this is why the more you meditate, the more you tap in, the more you visualize, you're going to be shown the path and how you're going to reach your goal. Trust that inner voice. It will show you the way. Again, this is why people, like, they know what to do, yeah, but they watch all of this content on business strategies and tactics. And I was there for a very long time, yeah. All of these, this is the best strategy. You see it on Instagram, like people are like, oh, my new strategy, comment X to get it. And then they're like, oh, comment this word. And it's like, oh, bro, you commented on that post like 9 weeks ago. What have you done in your business? Oh, you're still stuck. Oh, Claude is out now. AI is out now, yeah. We got Claude design, everything. Is your business growing? No, because your subconscious mind is creating your reality. Like everyone's out here chasing all these tactics and strategies, but their business ain't growing. Doesn't make sense. Well, it does. The subconscious mind. All right? How this affects your money in business. Your subconscious reveals your money blocks through repeating patterns in your business, right? This is where it gets real deep. Like father wounds, for example, difficult male authority figures and investors or partners. I've seen this happen to some of my clients as well. Like there's one of my clients, he was making around 3 to 5K a month in a sales position, right? He had this fear of authority, right? And when he would jump on a sales call, if there was an authoritative figure or someone above him, he would not close the deal. We shifted these beliefs. We reprogrammed his mind. He got to $19,000 in the same offer without changing anything in sales or business. Same offer, right? Same everything. He just changed his mindset and he was able to, what's that? Like 4x his income from like 3 to 5K to $19,000 in a month, right? Scarcity program, right? Oh, money's not available, whatever it might be. Unworthiness, clients who don't value or delay payment. Control issues, right? You're not going to be able to like delegate correctly. Abandonment fears, like all of these things, guys, again, they're in the subconscious mind and they are undeniable. These things control reality. So if you do not work on these things, yeah, you are not going to be able to step into your truth. Plain and simple. And there's so many techniques I could dive into, yeah, that are going to play out, that are going to help you unravel these things and just simply remove them. Because they're not happening at a logical level, they're happening at a subconscious level. If you just ask yourself, this is how you know if it's blocking you. Logically, do I want this thing to be happening? No. Okay then, why can't I change it? Because it's subconscious, man. Your recurring business problems aren't random bad luck. They're symbolic messages showing you exactly what needs healing internally. Everything is a mirror, guys. Everything is mirroring back to you what you feel about yourself and what you believe you're worth. A $1 million deal falling through at the last minute might symbolize your fear of being seen at that level. A team betrayal might reflect your childhood trust wounds. Straight up. Revenue plateauing at 100K might symbolize the exact amount your father made when you were forming your money identity. There's so many things that can go into this, guys. I've seen people where it's like, for example, yeah, like they're trying to grow their business, but like their parents said, oh, you know, you should go to university, and then they don't end up growing their business because they want their parents' approval. And even if they grow their business, they won't get their parents' approval. And they know if they make more money and grow their business, they're still going to have the pain of rejection from their parents. So what's the point? Because they want their parents' approval more than they want money. Simple as that, right? If you don't feel you're worthy of money, there could be like a 100K deal on the table, yeah, and you're just like, nah, I don't think that's for me, because you don't think you're worthy of it. And again, these are all subconscious things happening. We unravel them, you remove them, you flow towards your goal, yeah? Because the vision you have in your heart, that life you want, where you can do what you want, when you want, with who you want, you can buy the homes and everything else in between, that is a God-given vision. You have to get out of your way, okay? How this shows up in your reality. The universe itself operates symbolically. Quantum particles exist as waves of possibility, right? Again, just look at it like this. There's already a reality out there that exists. Like, you can step into it, simply put. Until observation collapses them into solid form, concrete reality. Your business isn't separate from you. It's a symbolic extension of your consciousness. Cash flow problems aren't really about economics. Yes, they are to some degree, but you get my point. They're a symbol of blocked internal energy flow. The physical symptom, no money coming in, is the universe's way of showing you an internal pattern. Again, just observe like your patterns and you'll see this, guys. Like, again, if you've tried every business strategy out there and a tactic out there and the business ain't growing, you know it's not an external thing, it's an internal one. And I'm trying not to go too deep on this video right now, but I just wanted to give you guys context how deep this stuff goes. But I want to say this to you. Changing it is simple. It's not easy, like to apply it and do it consistently, but it's simple. You just have to know how to reprogram your subconscious mind and basically change your mind system. The mirror effect. Your entire business is a symbolic mirror of what your exact internal state is. Client quality, your self-worth, right? Straight up. How many times we'll change the client when, ... Like, it's all a reflection of you. Revenue level, your sense of value and openness to receive. Team dynamics, your internal fragmented parts of your internal integration level. Again, like, of course, here as well, it's going to be aspects of your identity and leadership skills. I'm not denying that. But, like, again, He's like, how do you become a leader? Well, why don't you just invest in a mentor? Why don't you read a book? Exactly, because you're not ready for it. Market visibility, your willingness to be seen. This was one for me as well. Like, I didn't want to be seen. And I was like, no, I want to be seen, and everything took off. Profit margins, your boundaries and self-respect. Deal flow, your trust in life and abundance. Scale capacity, your nervous system's capacity to hold expansion. Again, these can all be changed. How? Well, simply put, guys, it's all about how you think about stuff. If you create a new vision and you start to direct your thoughts onto what you want, for example, you're like, my business is scaling, my business is growing, everything is flowing to me effortlessly and easily. You start to read that vision down, visualize that, see that play out. How can that be imagined in your mind and then you still have that block? It doesn't make sense, right? How can you be at a certain level and still be holding onto a block? So as you visualize the greater, the less it starts to go away, right? Nothing in your business is random. Every element is a symbolic message from your subconscious showing you what needs the attention internally, right? You don't have a business problem, you have a personal problem manifesting into your business. The entrepreneur stuck at 50K a month despite having a 500K a month strategy has an internal 50K identity. The business is simply mirroring that back. Learn to read these symbols, make the internal shift, and watch your business instantly transform to reflect the new pattern. The strategy was never the problem, the identity running the strategy was the bottleneck. All right, guys, what a video. Honestly, like, I put a lot of energy into this. I feel cooked now. And yeah. So let's recap this summary. The 7 principles that control your income. Physical reality isn't solid or separate from you. It's a mirror reflection of your subconscious programming, your bank account, your clients, your revenue. These are happening to you from outside. They're happening through you from inside. They're not happening to you. They're happening through you. Your subconscious is the bridge between your consciousness, who you really are, and your matter, what you experience. It takes your beliefs, identity, emotions, and repeated thoughts and translates them into physical reality you call your business results, right? It's a reflection. The external is the internal. Once you truly get this, you stop trying to fix circumstances and start transforming consciousness, your awareness. Every business problem becomes an invitation to grow internally. Every financial challenge reveals a limiting belief. Every success confirms elevated consciousness. Your business success isn't really about strategy, market conditions, or hard work. Those are effects, not causes. The cause is your subconscious programming, right? Cause and effect. What you think about plays out in your external reality. You have to change the thinking and do that at the subconscious level. Transform the inside, the outside must follow, because they were never two separate things to begin with. They go hand in hand. 1, your subconscious filters reality. 2, your thoughts compound exponentially. 3, your subconscious will attract what you focus on. 4, your subconscious only knows now. 5, emotion and repetition rewire everything. 6, your identity controls your income ceiling. 7, your business speaks symbolically, right? If you look into your business, what's it symbolizing to you? That's a reflection of what you are symbolizing and visualizing within yourself, okay? So, action step, guys. Look, who am I being right now in relation to the growth of my business? Then ask, who do I need to become to naturally operate at your next revenue goal? Write it down. What current identity believes about money, client success, and everything in between? What the next level identity believes about money, success, and clients and everything else? And what's one behavior that you could do, or one thought? Now I'm going to change that to one thought the next level version of you would do today, would have today that the current version resists, right? And then tell yourself that new thought. All right, tell yourself that new thought and visualize over it, I would say. So, guys, I mean, look, undeniably one of the most valuable videos you've watched on how to grow your business. If you want to know more about how this stuff works, then watch more videos. Follow us on Instagram. I'm MyEntrepreneur. Go to myentrepreneur.com. We've got some resources on there and apply to work with us. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. God bless.